A long time ago, in a galaxy far away, there were people in space. Now, dear readers, don't pay any mind to the opening crawl. It will no doubt confuse you and steer your attention away from what is actually happening in the meaty clutches of this story. Forget what you are currently reading and just lay back, relax, my man, and open your ear holes, for I'm about to spin you the tallest tale of woe, the chronicle of the century, the behemoth of bedtime stories. A story without politics, without indecent curmudgeons, without boring-ass, not-explained character developments like that one time Ray used a mind trick. But most importantly, it is without anything synonymous to Hitler. Forget all you think you know about the stars and any wars that may or may not have happened around them, for this is, and will be forever, a new hope for space people. Chapter 1. Our story begins in possibly the darkest corner of the galaxy. A few blue marbles float on in the distance as the star vessel Tainted 4 is hauling ass through the jet stream of the noiseless void. Oh, but from what? From what, dear readers? None other than an Imperial Star Thrasher, a triangle of death, a triangle of destruction. Volleying an unholy barrage of laser bolts, the Star Thrasher begins to close its distance, just enough to land a pivotal shot at the Taint's engines, rendering it immobile and primed for boarding. Inside the Tainted are rebel soldiers preparing to be boarded by the dreaded psychopaths of the Empire. Coming out what can only be explained as a hangover of epic proportions are two red-air droids, Doug and Tyler. Tyler is made entirely of gold and whiskey, whereas Doug, the complete opposite in appearance and suave, is a rounded-bottom, empty void of collusion, and the stiff musk of cheap cigarettes emanate off his body. Tyler, shiny and greasy, beckons to Doug. Smokes? Fuck yes, says Doug. But in that moment, the Star Thrasher engages the boarding protocol and devours it into its machine stomach, the Taint. Everyone aboard can clearly hear their doom literally closing in around them. The two droids begin to regret ever boarding a nightclub at the ungodly hour of 4 a.m. With the rebels prepared for a shootout at the only conceivable entrance to the ship, a shootout commences. Pew! Pew! Zero! Lasers strike both the innocent and the sinner in what is written in history as the chiefest of all hallway massacres. The body count is too high for even a mathematician. It is gruesome. But now, Doug and Tyler, in the ivory halls, hustle and meander their way sloppily through laser fire from Imperial troopers that boarded the ship and the rebels that needlessly defended. Doug and Tyler, both clearly high and disoriented, look for refreshments. But lo, dear readers, as the smoke clears from the hallway, a shadowy figure emerges from the darkness, the nefarious dark traitor, the Black Wizard. And in no way is the father of Luke Skywalker. Pissed off about some stolen plans or some shit, Dark Traitor begins his brooding sweep around the Tainted. Hiding in the walk-in pantry of the vessel are Doug, Tyler, and Princess Liam. Liam shoves a floppy disk into an old glory hole that was carved into Doug's frame, forever a scar in memory of that one time at Matt's house, and slinks back into the shadows. But Princess Liam is as foolish as she is hideous. Imperial stormtroopers, they can smell fear, and you can bet your silver bottom that Liam is soaked in it like a moist towelette on the locker room floor. But Tyler is confused about the whole exchange and asks no questions. Back in the ivory halls, the rebel survivors become prisoners of the Empire, and Dark Traitor snags the biggest among them right out of the fucking crowd by the throat. The evil wizard just stares at his prey and casts a mind-reading spell onto the wary rebel hunk. The ensnared rebel does all he can to keep the princess's position a secret, but it's pointless to resist, dear readers, the powerful black magic of Dark Traitor. And then he just fucking tosses his ass on the floor. The princess is here. Bring her to me, you jabronis, he commands. And then, fucking as predicted, some assholes show up looking for the princess. Then Liam, hiding in the shadows, caps one of them in the gut. Oh man, is she gonna regret that one? A stormtrooper whose life was not forsaken by the ugly girl shoots her with a stun blast, you bitch. All the while, Doug and Tyler slipped unnoticed into the back of the pantry, where an escape pod beckons to them as sanctuary from all of this unholy carnage. Fuck that shit, mutters Doug, as Tyler follows behind him. He is hesitant at first. He'd just rather call a cab, to be honest. But then a laser bolt zips right past his beautiful golden cranium. He promptly enters the pod. The dark vacuum of the stars take them into its embrace, and Tyler lights a blunt, suave and majestic. As Doug explains that they're soulless droids, so they'll pass all the life scanners on the Thrasher. Doug's one and only good idea. This is to be sure, dear readers. Now, the stormtroopers bring a hooded Princess Liam to Dark Traitor. Don't look at her, sir. It's pretty bad. Dark Traitor nods in acknowledgement. Princess Liam, sweaty with fear in the presence of a god, entertains Dark Traitor with the notion that there are no plans of any super weapons of any kind aboard the ship. She crosses her fingers stealthily. Darth Traitor knows this bitch is lying, but can't read her mind because she too has wizard power slumbering within, preventing him from probing any thoughts from her ugly, hooded head. Then one officer, whose balls must be the size of watermelons, approaches the evil wizard and keeps blabbing on to the Dark Lord about how everything they're doing is against the Galactic Senate or some shit. Dark Traitor just completely ghosts his ass, thinking about how he could ever so slowly choke the life out of him with his power. Another officer tries to talk some sense into the Dark Lord, but it falls on deaf ears, dear readers. Dark Traitor will have none of it, and walks away, an accomplished badass. This is the end of Chapter 1.